Hey folks, my name's Adusium and welcome back to some more Let's Play Hearthstone Arena. I'm going to buy back into the arena and we'll see how we do. So, let's see what options do we have. Alright, I have a Warlock, a Priest, and a Paladin. Well, I have not played as a Paladin or as a Warlock yet. So those are very tempting. On the other hand, I really like the Priests. So, they are, in my opinion, maybe not OP, but they're definitely up there. Because of all of the removal they have and all of the kind of double a minion's health possibilities they have. So I'm thinking whenever it's available, I am going to choose a priest to play as. So let's go ahead, pick a priest, and we'll do a draw and play one game and see how we do. Alright, first card. Mind control tech, so if the opponent has 4 or more minions, take control of one of them. This is too random for me. They could have 4 big units, but they could have 2 big units, 2 small units, or 1 big unit, 3 small units. So I don't know what I can get, and it's just too much. Silence all enemy minions and draw a card is pretty damn good. And then whenever you cast a spell, this goes up to a 3/3. But I think I will take the Master Spell. This is just very good plus card draw. At the end of your turn, destroy all minions. So this is alright removal. 0/7, potentially just remove everything. Sea Giant costs 1 less for each other minion on the battlefield. And then Molten Giant, which means I'm taking damage. I'm going to take the Sea Giant, and hopefully I can play that. Venture Cove, really nice. Out of these 3, Wind Fury Harpy's just too much cost. 6 mana is just too much for a 4/5 with Wind Fury. Crocolisk is a solid 2 mana play, but Venture Cove is just too good, and so that's what I'm going to take. Alright, Fen Creeper, Taunt, it's a lot, but it's 5 mana for a 3/6, so it's not a great taunt, but being a priest, I can double its health pretty easily, I can keep it alive. I think this is a solid 5 mana card for me. I'm going to take that. Leper Gnome, Shield Bearer, or Darkscale Healer. Darkscale Healer could potentially be useful with a priest, especially with Northshire Clerics, get a ton of cards. Leper Gnome, deal 2 damage to enemy hero, could be potentially useful. But I think this is a good turn 1 play, and I can keep it alive with heals for a few turns. So I'm going to take the Shield Bearer. Another potential Shield Bearer, Loot Hoarder, or Abusive Sergeant. I'm going to take the Loot Hoarder for the card draw. So turn 1, turn 2 potentially. It's got possibilities. Do I have anything with good battle cries yet? Well, I do not. But let's assume I will get something with a good battle cry, so I'll take the Panda. I could potentially do something useful with that. This is actually pretty good too. Summons 2 creatures, so I could potentially do a lot. This is for 2 mana. Essentially, I get a 3/2 for 2 mana. But I'm going to take the Brewmaster. Taunt, Power Word Shield, card draw, or 4 health to me. I'm going to take the Power Word Shield. It's card draw. Sen'jin is great. Ogre Magi is pretty decent too. 4/4, and it gives spell damage, and this isn't too much. I'm going to take the Sen'jin for the taunt. Another Mana Addict, Angry Chicken is just plainly out, and Violet Teacher. I am going to take the Violet Teacher. I will have spells, or at least I have some already. I plan on having more. Alright, this is a tough one, because I could potentially use this for card draw. Of course, it dies pretty easily as well. With something like a Power Word Shield, this becomes even more powerful. It'll become more powerful than you'll ever know. And this is great, and this could grow out of control. I am going to take the Light Spawn, I think. Just because it's a heavy hitter, it can get out of control easily. Holy Smite is great. It's a spell. Syncs well with the Violet Teacher. I'm going to take the Holy Smite. Mind Blast I don't value too much. Nightblade, no. So Temple Enforcer is pretty good. Great buff for Light Spawn, plus 3, make it an 8/8. So not too bad. Another Life Spawn. Light Spawn, I should say. This is removal, but it dies pretty much with whatever I remove. Potential removal also dies very easily, or this, which could get crazy. Northshire Cleric. I love him. Love him as a turn 1 play. Great card draw. I'm going to take the Cleric. Gurbash Berserker is always good too. Inner Fire. Change a minion's attack to be equal to its health. Divine Shield's always nice. Or another Temple Enforcer. It's a tough one. I think I'm going to take the Temple Enforcer though. Archmage, not too bad. increase my damage. This could be very useful, especially with something like a Temple Enforcer, where I make this a 6/6 and then it hits something. Now it's got Wind Fury. So this could be very useful with the Temple Enforcer. This, on the other hand, slightly less useful, in my opinion, because I don't do that much direct damage. Although it is a 4/7, so it is kind of hard to remove. And it's buffable. But I think I'm going to take the Raging Worgen and see if I can do something tricky with it. If I'm going to take a card for 5 mana, I think it's going to be the Stranglehorn Tiger. Alright, now I'm going to take the Acolyte of Pain. For that card draw. Okay, so we get a few interesting cards here. Faceless Manipulator, so I could duplicate my Sea Giant or duplicate another card the other person has. On the other hand, I could get Shadow Form. So my hero power becomes deal 2 damage instead, which is really good because I can deal 2 damage to anything. It's a tough one. Molten Giant's just out. I'm not taking the Molten Giant. Do I take the Faceless Manipulator? No. Faceless Manipulator has not worked out too well for me in the past. I think I'm going to take the Shadow Form. Direwolf is always good. Now my spell damage would actually, I think, sync with the Shadow Form. But I think I'm going to take the Direwolf for pump, or no, you know what? I'm going to put more creatures out on the board. I'm going to take the Razorfin. Balances my mana curve there. Alright, rares. I am going to take the Sunwalker. Taunt. So I got a good amount of Taunt, which I'm really happy about. So again, more potential damage dealing. Or Demolisher. I really like the Demolisher. I can potentially keep it alive. I'm going to take that, actually. Holy Fire is great. Another Demolisher. Or Spell Power. Well, Spell Power doesn't do me any good unless I have cards to balance it out with. This is good removal. I'm going to take the Holy Fire. 6 cards to go. Acidic Swamp Ooze I really like. Removes weapons. It's a good, solid turn 2 card. Alright, so we have decent mana curve here. Another Raging Worgen, potentially. Another Acolyte of Pain, which I already have some card draw. I have card draw in the form of a Loot Hoarder. I have card draw in the form of a Cleric. Power Word Shield. Acolyte of Pain. So I have some card draw and Master Spell. So I have a good amount of card draw. So to take more is kind of tempting, but how many creatures do I have? Because I want to make sure I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I do have a good amount of creatures, so I am going to take another Power Word Shield in that case. Fairy Dragon, hard to kill. Double minions health. This is great, especially with my Lightspawn. And of course, Festering Ghoul, whenever a minion dies, gets +1 attack. I'm going to take the Divine Spirit. Goes well with the Lightspawn. It'll do well with my other units. Venture Co. will turn into a monster. Any of these units actually would be really good here with doubling their health. So I'm going to take the Divine Spirit. Alright, another Lightspawn. Temple Enforcer or Cult Master. Potentially more card draw, which I already have a ton. Another 6 cost 3/3, or Lightspawn, which is a solid 5/5. Now, considering that I might not be able to heal with the Shadow Form, I think I'm going to take the Temple Enforcer. 6/6. Thoughtsteal. Out of these cards, yes. And then the last card. Alright. Light Warden, another Demolisher, Azure Drake. I'm going to take the Drake. It's more card draw, spell damage, which I can potentially use. So I have a very even mana curve, which is not fantastic. I'd like more 3 mana cards, but I have a good amount of removal, a good amount of taunt, a lot of creatures, some good combos, potential combos. So let's see how it goes. A lot of card draw, which I'm happy with. I should have no problem having lots of cards in my hand and a lot of options to play. We're playing a Warlock. And... Alright, so Smite is good. Shield Bearer is good. This is good, and I'm not keeping the Thorn. I'm going to get rid of that for hopefully something else. Acolyte of Pain is great. Fantastic. I've got a good hand. Flame Imp. Perfect. You Flame Imp, and there's the Stranglethorn. Stranglethorn? It's back. So he does 2 damage to himself, and I just remove the card. So, card for a card, plus he takes 2 damage. He does another 2 damage to himself. Wow. So no end to the Flame Imps. Let's see, what do I get? I get a Light Spawn, which is not useful to me right now. I could put the Shield Bearer out there. He will go through it. Or I guess I could coin into the Razor Fen and potentially remove some of these Flame Imps on the following turn. So let's do that.
Don't mess with Tusker.
Do my best to remove some of these Flame Imps. So he does some of the work for me, and he plays an Ooze. Okay. Well, he's burning through his cards, which is good. It's the good news. The bad news is I don't have too much stuff to play. I'm going to play the Shield Bearer, buys me a turn. I'm going to heal myself for 2 and hit him directly for 1. Shield Bearer just buys me a little bit of breathing room. Either he'll have to use removal on it, or he'll just have to hit it with his creatures. Doesn't hurt his critters, but at the very least... So he brings the Ooze back, which does nothing. Power Word Shield, okay. So I can buff this up. Not really much point. Light Spawn and Power Word Shield would be fantastic. Acolyte and Power Word Shield would be great too, except it would die to the Brewmaster. So I'm thinking I'm gonna Ascension. And I'm gonna hit him directly again and end my turn. Next turn I can Light Spawn and Power Word Shield. There he goes. He did the smart thing there. And he should have probably drawn a card first, but that's okay. And that buffs that up, which is annoying. Alright, well, I think I have to Light Spawn and Power Word Shield that thing. And I get a card out of it. And it's a 7/7. So now he can probably kill it. Hopefully he does not have a silence. That's a good play on his part, actually. I wish I did not get any Shadow Word Death or Shadow Word whatever. I didn't get any Shadow Words. Oh, that's gonna suck. I guess I have to play the Tiger. Do I have any better way to remove that? This could live through it on the following turn, but I have nothing to buff. I think I have to play the Tiger. And I can't even buff it while it's stealth. Actually, I probably could. Can I buff my own unit? I think I could have buffed it while it's stealth. Well, that stinks. And I'm going to take a lot of damage, unfortunately. And he plays a Swamp Ooze, and that's his turn. I do not have any mass removal, which stinks as well. I do have a Demolisher, which could potentially do me some good. I'm thinking I can buff this with that. Get a card, see what I get. Venture Co., which does not do me any good right now. Could play this, put it out there on the Tiger. Make it a lot bigger. Remove that. Tiger still has plenty of health. And he can hit me for a lot of damage. He's got 6. Yep, he's going to go for me directly. Which is unfortunate for me, because I really wish I had my taunt. Okay, he gave me... Oh, and that's it. Well, that stinks. No, well played. That is rude. And he rushed me down successfully. So unfortunately, my priest deck is going 0 and 1. The way it's built is it's built for the longer game, I think. So unfortunately, that did not work out well for me. Let's see if I do any better. I'm going to play one more game. Hate to leave on a loss. This will be a little bit longer of an episode, but we'll see. Hopefully it's not 2 losses. We're playing Zidn. I can't pronounce this fucking name. Pick a name that's easy to pronounce, people.
The light shall bring victory.
Alright, I am getting rid of the Mass Dispel. And the Azure Drake, actually. I need stuff I can actually play earlier on. And that is not it. So, that stinks. Wisp. Okay. So he decided to waste a draw. Light Spawn. Doesn't do me any good. Alright, I have nothing I can play. Say greetings. I didn't know. Oh, nice. If you click on the tent, it makes a snoring noise. And he plays the ooze. Okay. You choose to ooze. I will... What do I want to do? I can coin into the Razorfen. Or I can play this and get a card. Or I'm going to save the Power Word Shield. I'm going to play the Razorfen right now. Hopefully I can take out his Ooze and his Wisp with these. And I'm going to save the Power Word Shield for the Light Spawn.
Let me think.
Holy Nova would have been really nice in this draw. Any kind of mass removal, for that matter. So turn 3, I'm thinking actually of doing this because he's a paladin. I want to keep the ooze for a little while. So I'll heal myself, put that out there.
Reporting for duty.
Doesn't look like he has much to play. So he's just going to hit my shield bearer. Yes. Okay. Raging Worgen actually is not a bad play. Especially with the Power Word Shield. So this could be potentially a pretty devastating unit. And do I want to? I'm going to save the Power Word Shield until the next turn. Or do I want to do it now? No, I want to do it now so you can't remove it.
Job's done.
And I get a card, but this way he cannot remove it easily with what he has on the board. So it's a 3/5, and it can get buffed and get Wind Furied. And what do you have to kill it? Holy Wrath. Well, didn't kill it, but it will. He will be able to kill it with what he has on the board, which sucks. So obviously that stinks. Let's, you know what? Let's play the Stranglethorn and see what he does. Might as well get it out there. I don't get the Stranglethorn. I don't play it often enough.
What you want?
Taunt. Okay, good. True Silver Champion. That's what I was waiting for. Thank you. Thank you for drawing the True Silver Champion. And don't attack me? Perfect. Now is the perfect turn to play the Light Spawn. And one of these. Now I can hit that. Fantastic. Now I have a good board. Good cards. Take out his weapon. Have a potential taunt in hand. That sucks. But at least he did that to that and not the light spawn. And he plays a secret. I have no idea what that is. We'll find out. Could be eye for an eye. Could be hit a potential hit a 2-1 instead of a 1-1. So he plays another thing and he's gonna hit me directly. Okay. And kill himself on that. Alright. Save that for later. I'm thinking of playing the Enforcer, buffing up this dude. Let's find out what that secret is. Yep, noble sacrifice. Alright. Let's hit him directly for 7. Now he could Blessing of Kings that guy. So it is a chance that I'm taking, but I'd rather take that chance. If he Blessings of Kings, I can always Holy Fire on the following turn. So that's charge. You're going to charge the light spawn. That would not be a bad play. And Raging Morgan, which is always good, but not good enough. So you do have charge. You have 4 damage you could potentially do. What you gonna do?
Reporting for duty.
Turn that into a 3-3. Fair enough. Luckily, I could do this. It's got Divine Shield. I can buff him up. Make it a 5-5. And let's make sure you don't Blessing of Kings that or Divine Shield that or something crazy. And I probably should have hit it with the Temple Enforcer, but
Drink with me, friend.
okay, so I think he has a pretty bad draw if that was his play, which is good for me.
Silver Moon.
He's got his own Divine Shield.
Shields up.
He's got taunts, so not a terrible play.
Reporting for duty.
And Silver Hand Recruit, okay. Not a bad play on his part. What I want to do is, I'm thinking, heal that. Power Word shielded for more damage. Good Shadow Form, cool. Play that on the following turn. Then I master spell. Then I hit everybody. Then I hit him directly. And in fact, the following turn, I could Shadow Form and just kill him if he doesn't heal himself. So, perfect. This has played out rather well.
Well played. The victory well played.
Alright, so he gives up, and that's a win. So, 1-1 for my priest deck. And I'm going to put a break in the video right here, and when we come back, we'll play some more Hearthstone Arena as a priest. So stay tuned, folks. If you like the video, please hit subscribe or leave a like, either or. And I will see you guys later.